Now, general types of characters. Now that we are done with the positive character, good character, or positive trait, na-establish naman nato to. Now let's proceed to negative character or negative trait. So when you say negative character or negative trait, a person's predisposition to commit evil acts. No? Inana lang ka-plain. Ganon lang ka-plain ang definition niya. So when you say negative character, these are the person's predisposition is to commit evil acts, evil actions, violate laws, violate the rules, violate the unsa pa ba? The rules of the school, rules of the establishment, rules of the government, diba? The law, diba? They tend to commit evil acts. Aside from that, ano pa ba yung mga evil actions na it is not necessarily nga naana ka nga makulong ka, but it is considered as evil. Just like, for example, lying, backstabbing, di ba? Ano pa ba? Ano pa ba? Manipulating, no? You manipulate the emotions or the feelings of your kapwa-tao, no? Your kapwa just to get what you want. You manipulate the desires or the person mismo. Pagiging user, not just in terms of using drugs, but manggamit kag tao para makuha ni mo gusto. That is also a negative trait. Diba? So a propensity for lying in order to avoid responsibility for our actions is a deplorable quality. So lying, no, pagpamakak, no, pagsisinungaling is considered as a negative character. Regardless of what? Regardless of it is a white lie, no? Or unsa pa ng color nga unsa pa color sa imong lie diha, as long as you lie to the person, that is considered as a negative trait. Right? Now, samot na, lalo na kung you lie just to avoid responsibility. Just like, for example, may group activity kayo. Tapos, ikaw, no, naatasan ka ng group leader nyo to do this specific task. Now, dahil sa katamaran, no, manya na habit, tapos wala nang time to do the tasking, no, mamakak na lang ka. Nga, ay, sorry, something came up. May emergency, manggod. No, inana ba? Namang go emergency mo nang wala na ko nabuhat ni. But the truth is, wala emergency nga nahitabo. It is just that, imuha lang na siyang alibi. No? Para ma-avoid ni mo imong responsibility. Or just for like example, nakasala ka. Now, mahadlok ka. Matubang sa imong consequence. Tapos, ang buhat nimo na makaka, imong gipaasa sa lain ang blame. You're putting the blame onto other people. Bisan ikaw ang gibuhat, pero imong gipasangilan ang laing tao. That is considered as a negative trait. Being rigid and selfish, unyielding to the needs of others, or not in their qualities. Being selfish. Diba? Selfish is already a negative word. No? How much more kung imo pa na siyang i-put into action. Being full of laziness and excuses is sure to drive others away too. Just like what I said earlier. Diba? Ng katamaran. Sobra sa katamaran. Yan, sige, nag-unya-unya. Manyana habit. Nga. For example, you have a project that will be submitted on Friday, for example. Mayon ka nga, ay, Wednesday pa man nun, taas pa kayong panahon. Nag-ML ka, nag-Facebook ra ka, nag-TikTok ra ka, nagtuon kag you choreograph sa TikTok until such time ni abot na ang Friday. Ba wala na time to make the project. No? Now your laziness leads you to failure, di ba? Mabagsak ka kay wala kay gibuhat ng project. Di ba? Sobra sa katamaran. A hot temper and an inability to emphasize with others will also alienate us from others. Ba? Your temperament. Mubo ra ka pasensya, dali ra kay kamasuko, gamay bikil, dako bikil, di ba? Gamay nga issue padakon. Di ba? Big deal tanan si muha. That is also considered as negative trait. Being quick to anger will turn people away also. Being disloyal, quick to talk about others behind their backs, or worse, stab them in the back for personal gain also falls high on scale of negative personality traits. Na-mention ko na yan kaganina. Na-mention na ako kaganina. Backstabbing, di ba? Panlibak, para lang mahumot imong pangalan sa laing tao, dauton nimo ang isang katao. Now, ang neutral character naman or neutral trait, commonly used to describe a person who doesn't pick sides in disputes. Neutral also pegs anything that refuses to be bold. No, pwede natin 'to maihahalin tulad sa pagiging indifferent. No, you never know that the person's emotion or unsa iyahang insight regarding sa matter. No, just like for example sa election wala ka kabalo kung unsa gidapigan ani sa imong classmate. Kay kung mutapik tag kini nga kandidato, wala siya maingon nga kuan, di ba? Wala siya ma-comment. May mutapik tag kini pud nga kandidato, wala pud kay siya maingon. Di ba? Wala siya ginapaboran, wala siya gina-take sides, meaning neutral siya. Inana ba? Now kapag naay mga arguments or away between friends or between families, ikaw nga as a member of the friendship circle or the family, di ba? Kung ikaw, you have a neutral trait or neutral character, di ba? Wala kay ginapili nga imong dapigan. That is the neutral character or neutral trait. Judges, for example, must remain totally neutral when hearing a case. Diba? Just like, for example, the judge, regardless of the initial report or initial investigation report na gipasa sa yaha, dili siya pwede nga mag-take sides diretso nga, mao ni ang reklamo, amo dapig dako diretso sa biktima. No, there's a lot of process. It is a long process. Diba? We have due process in order for us or in order for the jury to determine kung kinsa gid ang nitugan og tinuod. If the claim is indeed true. Diba? Manners mavens say that it's best to remain neutral when topics like politics and religion come up during a party. Diba? Just like for example, even if wala sa party, even if during a debate session, no, regardless of diha lang ba sa classroom or within lang sa inyong friends, kay mamong nag open forum mo or bisan unsa lang, diba? Or kanang collegiate debate, no, talking about debate, no, if you are a debater, no, it is a big no to bring up the religion, diba? Because the religion is your personal belief. It is your personal choice kung unsang Ginoo ang imuhang sambahon. Diba? So whatever or whoever God ang imuhang giila, wala na ilabot ang imuhang kalaban ana. So therefore there's um there's no need for you to bring up religion. No, same lang gihapon kapag makipag-socialize ka sa party, diba? Because religion is a very sensitive topic. Because here in the Philippines, we have different kinds of religions. We have a lot of beliefs and traditions based on religion. Lahi sa Catholic, lahi sa Islam, lahi sa born again, diba? Daghan kaayo. So therefore, to avoid complications, to avoid disputes, and to avoid offending other people, no, as much as possible, likayan nimo ang pag topic of religion when it comes to socializing and interacting with other people. Because you will never know na naka-offend na day ka just by voicing out your thoughts. Diba? Now, let's go to types of character. Ganina, general types of characters yun. Batong katong tulo. Now, let's go to types of characters. Mas murag ipa-narrow down na to siya. Now, we have self-realized character. We have covetous character, superstitious character, egoistic, overthinking, bossy, tall talker, antisocial character, insincere character, and complacent character. So, what is self-realized character? A person with this type of character is ever enthusiastic, or he knows his potentialities and limitations. The sort of a character is an asset not only to the family but also to the society in which person lives. So when you say self-realize, you realize yourself, right? Self-realize, di ba? You realize yourself. You realize what are your strengths, what are your skills, kung saan ka mag-excel, kung saang field ka mag-excel, what are your limitations, what are your weaknesses. So therefore, if you know all of these things, no? Meaning, alam mo kung saan ka tutungo. Alam mo kung anong field or what kind of career ang tatargetin mo in order for you to excel, in order for you na makasurvive sa life. Right? Now this self-realized character is, mo ni siya, kini nga tao is, he is not um, boasting his skills or his knowledge, but he is just aware kung unsa ang of what he is capable of doing. Just like for example, no, si Pedro, maingon siya nga, I am fluent in English. I am computer literate. No, I know how to use the Microsoft app. I know how to create codes, no, in computers. Diba? Moingon siya na I know how um um to adjust my skills based on what kind of task ang ihatag sa kuha, no? Murag inana ba, no? Whether it is an administrative work, if it's operational work, di ba? Or just a clerical work, ba? So, moingon siya nga, I am a versatile person, no? Whatever task or job you gave me, no, I can do it. Diba? Dili siya, wala siya naghinambog. It is just that he knows what he is capable of doing. He knows his skills, he knows his knowledge, he knows his talents, and he knows his limitation. Diba? Mayon ka nga, kabalo ka sa inani when it comes to sports or to acting. No, dili ko kabaloan. At least, aminado siya nga, wala siya talent or dili siya kabaloan. That is the limitation. No? So according to let me just tell you, one of the most famous philosopher in the history, si Sun Tzu, no, and he is one of my favorite philosophers and author, diba, sa history. Mao ni siya sa inyong intelligence na subject, maila-ila ninin siya, no? Na siya saying that if you know yourself and you know the enemy, you will not be afraid of the result of 100 battles. But if you only know yourself and not your enemy, for every victory, you will suffer defeat. No, parang ganon. No, I am not familiar or hindi ko memorize yung every word niya. Pero murag inato ang iyahang phrasing, diba? So unsay bot pasabotan na niya, no? Ato na siyang i-relate sa self-realized character. Sa first phrase, sabi ni Sun Tzu, si Sun Tzu is the author of the book na entitled The Art of War. Siya ang strategist, siya ang naga-strategize unsaon pagpildi sa kalaban. No, siya ang famous when it comes to intelligence. Mag-counter intelligence, counter attack siya ana, ba? Siya ang mind, siya ang utok sa army niya sa unang panahon. Inana siya ba? So, sabi ni Sun Tzu, if you know yourself and you know your enemy, you will not be afraid of the result of 100 battles. So therefore, if you know yourself, if you know your capabilities, your skills, and your limitations, your strengths and your weaknesses, and you also know the strength and weaknesses of your kalaban, no, of your enemy, then you know kung unsaon siya pagtira, unsaon siya pagpildi. 'Di ba? That is according to the intelligence. Now kung ibutang na to siya sa life, na if you know yourself, you know your capabilities and your abilities and your talents and skills, even your weaknesses, you develop a self-realized character. Diba? Now, kapag alam mo naman the weakness and strengths of your enemy, who is your enemy? The life. Diba? Ang kinabuhi. Now, if you know the strength and weaknesses of life, then you know where or which path you choose. No, makabalo ka kung what kind of or which path ang imuhang pilion in order for you nga makasurvive diri sa kinabuhi. Right? Putol-putol ako ang boses. Sa inyo hatanan?
Okay lang, ma'am.
Okay lang.
Okay sa mga
Putol mo.
Okay lang, ma'am.
I think Robles Morgs imuhang signal na siya. Okay? Now anyway, if you only know yourself, di ba, and not the enemy, now for every victory you will suffer defeat. So meaning, if you only know your strength and your weaknesses, pero wala ka kabalo unsa ang strength and weaknesses sa imong kalaban, wala ka kabalo kung unsa ang imuhang dangaton, di ba? Wala ka kabalo which path ang imuhang pilion or imuhang adtuon, then expect that maglisod gid ka sa kinabuhi. No? Pareha lang gud sa kuan gud. Pareha lang gud sa kuan gud nga wala ko kabalo unsa ako ang kuhaon nga kurso. Then evaluate yourself. Kung wala ka kabalo, evaluate yourself. Unsay mong strength? Ay, ganahan ko sa mga mag-investigate. Ganahan kay ko magtan-og mga documentaries. Ganahan kay ko magsubay mga biography. No? I am very observant person. Then maybe, pwede ka sa criminology. Diba? Or mayon ka nga, hina man kay ko math, hina man kay ko sa tanan. Di ko ganag science, di ko ganag history. Pero gusto ko magluto-luto. Then go to HRM or culinary. Di ba? Know your strengths. Know your weakness. Weakness mo is hina ka sa math. Di ka ganahan sa history. Di pa ganahan sa science. Your strength is ganahan ka magluto. Then, enroll sa HRM or culinary. That way, naa na kay path nga ginasunod, right? Na at the end of your college years, no? At the end of your journey as a student or as a college student, kabalo na ka kung asa ka padulong, which is to become a chef, to become a cook, or kung criminology ka, you will be a law enforcer someday. Mag-apply ka sa tri-bureau, di ba? Yun na. So that is self-realized character. Okay? Ang covetous character naman, this refers to a jealous or acquisitive character. It is held that persons with greed will endeavor to go all out in collecting worldly possessions and fulfilling his personal petty ambitions by adopting any means open to him, even crossing all the limits of moral and ethical limits. In effect, the person will become most arrogant, repulsive, slanderer, and fully bereft of any moral feelings for the humans. He is the burden not only on the family but also the society in which he lives. Ang covetous character naman is mo na sila ang mga, according to the book, mo na sila ang mga sobraan ka materialistic na mga tao. Being materialistic is never wrong. Diba? But somehow it is never correct. No? Ibutang na to sa lugar ang atong pagiging materialistic. No? If naibog ta sa isa ka butang, assess it first. Can I afford it? If ma-afford di mo, do I need it? If not, then don't buy it, di ba? Inana ba? Kaya nga naman, bisan pag ma-afford na nimo, unya og paliton na nimo, the next item na pud nimo makitaan, ma-afford ko ni ganahan na ko ni, pero walay purpose sa imo ha. Unsaon man na nimo display. Ang kwarta ana nga imong gipalit, hinaguan nimo. Gi-display lang pud nimo. Walay agi, right? So, inana ba? So, if you are being materialistic and unreasonable kind of person, then you are a covetous, or you have a covetous character. Diba? Gusto lang nimo makuha imong worldly desires. Mga materialistic, mo gid ang tawag kana. Na to the extent gabuhaton na nimo ang mga immoral actions for the sake na makuha nimo ug maabot nimo imong mga gusto. Right? Ang uban gani ana, moabot pa sila sa extent nga mandaot sila og tao or manggamit sila og tao in order for them na makuha nila ilang gusto. Inana ang covetous character. Ang superstitious character naman, in a way, all we are superstitious, but when we're over superstitious, then problem starts. It is not merely bad for the individual concerned, but also for those who come in contact with this unpredictable person who may change his tag any moment, thus leaving everybody around in the lurch. Too much reliance on superstitions also robs us of scientific temper and forward-looking approach in our life. But we should not compare superstitious and traditionalists. So when you say superstitious, daghan kaayo tinuuhan nga mga pangahii. Diba nga? Uy, dili na tapod dayon sa tong lakaw. Kay nakasalubog ta og itom nga iring. Diba? Na bad omen daw na siya. Diba? Maybe kanang dili man me too, I am a superstitious kind of person, but not to the extent nga magiging hadlang na akong superstitions sa akong belief sa ako ang mga desires or sa ako ang mga affairs in my daily life, diba? So it's like for example, the black cat, unsa may kinalaman sa black cat sa imuhang lakaw karon? Kung gimalas ka karon imong pasanginlan ang black cat, nga imong nasugatan. Diba? Kung nayab-ang kag kape sa opisina, so mao gini ba? Kabalo gi ko daan. Sala gid ni kay nakakuan sala gid sa iring kay sugatan ako siya ganina. Di ba? Isisi pa nimo sa iring nga igo ra man unta siya nilabay. It just happen nga nagsugat mong duha. Di ba? Inana ba? Or dili na lang kamo dayon sa imong job interview kay nasugatan nimo ang black cat. Wala ka kabalo nga katuday nga job interview will be your ticket para mahimo kang manager sa company nga imong gi-applyan. Unya wala nimo gi dayon. Kay tungod kay nakasugat lang kag iri. Diba? Wala kay siya ba maging hadlang na siya. Kung sobraan ka superstitious, magiging hadlang siya sa imuhang kinabuhi. Sa imuhang transactions and affairs sa imuhang daily life. But when you say affairs, it is not just affair nga. Are you having affair with my boyfriend? Dili ina na ha. When you say affairs, your business, di ba? Na maimong mga lakaw, imong mga transaction with other people, imong mga appointments, kana ako ginamin. Okay? So, ang egoistic, overthinking, bossy, and tall talker naman, the person who thinks that world runs due to him and everything and everybody should respect him as such. His overbearing and bossy disposition puts him in the category of hard to please. This person learns his lesson after some times. This fellow with I damn care attitude hardly cares for others. This sort of egocentric character is the bane of any society, irrespective of their status in the society. When you say egoistic, no? At actually dili ni siya overthinking. Actually ko kuan ni siya overbearing, no? Sorry, namali ko og type. Overbearing, bossy and tall talker. This is a kind of person who is selfish, self-centered siya nga klase nga tao. Diba? That is not overthinking but overbearing. Okay, sorry na namali ko type. No, this kind of person is wala siya pakialam kung unsay bation sa iyang mga co-workmates or the people around him as long as he gets what he wants. Diba? Regardless of unsa nga pamaagi, dapat makuha niya ang unsay gusto niya. Dapat mahitabo ang unsay gusto niya mahitabo. Kung dili gani na siya mahitabo, pangasab-an niya yung mga subordinates, pangasab-an niya yung mga kauban, co-workmates. Samot daw superior siya. No? Mingon siya nga, I don't care kung unsa ang inyong agian, soldado mo. I don't care kung nagsakit ka, soldado ka, bayad ka, do what I ask you to do. Diba? This kind of person is hard to please. No? They are very hard to please. Taas kayo ilang standards. And taas kayo lang tanaw silang sarili. No? They think na kinahanglan ng taon sila sa tao. Diba? They thought that they are higher than any one of us. Mao ni sila, no? Taas dako kay ego, taas kay ego. Antisocial character naman, a person who neither cares for the norms set by the society nor cares for the moral or ethical values is an antisocial character. This character is both a sinner and a criminal. He could also be termed as an offensive character. This like character resorts to offense besides being abusive on even a pettiest pretext. This antisocial behavior cuts him off from the community in which he is living and has to fend for himself ultimately for his acts of omissions and commissions. Antisocial character. Now, if we talk about psychology, no, or forensic psychology, the antisocial character is ano yung ginatawag nila nga offensive character. Antisocial, when you say anti-against, when you say social society, other people, this kind of person having antisocial character is not fond of interacting with other people. Dili sila ganahan makipaghalubilo o makipagsalamuha with other people. They dislike people, actually. No, they tend to hurt other people physically. Mao ni sila. Kasagaran ani nila na nabilong sa mga antisocial is kaning mga naay problema sa pag-iisip or during their early years. diri sa kalibutan naka-experience na sila og trauma that lead them to become antisocial, that lead them to develop this kind of character. Diba? Because I believe that every criminal has its background, no? Has murag root cause ba nganong nahimo siyang criminal. Nganong naka-violate siya, nganong naka-commit siya og offense. No, regardless if naa siya sakit sa pag-uutok, regardless of, or maybe because of the trauma nga na-experience niya tung bata pa siya, hantod gidala-dala niya hantod pag-adult niya, di ba? Hantod na develop na sa iya hagyud. No, there are I believe that there is this root cause ngano ang isa ka tao is naga-commit siya og crime. No, kasagaran sa mga criminals is antisocial. Mao ni ang ma-develop sila. Insincere character, when a person does something good for us, we express our sincere thanks and go extra mile in being sincere to that person in whatever way it is possible for us. Contrarily, a person who thinks others is there for serving him and is without any warmth in the feelings for others. This like person is not only insincere in his own family, society, and even to the creator who had created him. Insincere. Being insincere is is a negative character. No, you become apathetic. No, wala kay kuan ba, wala kay sympathy with other people. Di ba? Pwede nga ang isa ka tao nga egoistic person, no? Pwede ang egoistic person is insincere. Napod siya insincere character. Dili ka sincere sa imuhang pakikitungo sa imuhang workmates. Dili ka sincere sa imuhang pag-serve sa country as a police officer. Naa lang ka diha, naga-duty lang ka diha para swelduan. Mosulod lang kag pamulis kay dakog sweldo, daghag benefits. Maulang imong tumong. You are not sincere at all. Mabaw kay mong pagsabot sa pagpamulis. Makita ninyo na take observe sa mga sa mga police karon. Daghan kay kag maobserbahan. I am not saying that daghan kayo mga negative na mga police officers karon. It is just that maobserbahan nimo kung kinsa tong mga insincere silang trabaho o kinsa tong mga sincere sa ilang trabaho. Then that is the time you can differentiate a person nga naay sinseridad maghatag og serbisyo sa isig ka tao kay modulot gid siya sa kapwa tao or sa tao nga iyang giserbisyuhan. Okay? Ang complacent character naman, we all should have confidence on ourselves. It is good for day-to-day functioning of our society. But when we cross the threshold of confidence and step into the realm of complacency, then problem starts. A person who imbibes this trait finally faces ignoble defeat for being so and learns a lesson. Diba? For example, you are very much comfortable sa imong comfort zone, diba? Of course, komportable gid ka kay comfort zone din na, no? Your shell, no? But dili man pwede nga throughout your life existence na alang gid ka sa imong shell or nara ka sa imong comfort zone, no? There will be a time comes na you need to go out of your shell, no? Go out sa imong limitations, sa imong comfort zone in order for you to experiment and to discover what else you have. Diba? Kung unsa pay naa sa imuha. Basyak na lang ka nga, ay, capable di ko mabuhatani. Ay, capable di ko maggunit og tao. Diba? Ay, capable di ko mag-solve og mga problems in a hectic schedule. Capable di ko magunit og inani og unit or opisina or an organization. May na ba? ay capable day ko nga maabot na ko ako ang pangarap nga maging CEO. Diba? Now, if you are not going to exceed to your limit, no, kung dili nimo i-push imong self to do more, then you will never know what else you are capable of doing. Diba? Wala pa dili nimo mahibal-an. Daghan kag what ifs nga ni katigulang nimo nga, wala what if no kung napadayon nako to, kung gi-push nako ako sarili ato. Unsa na ka ako karon? Diba? Daghan kag mga inana ba? Which is kita mga Pinoy na ata inani complacent character. Bisan man lang ganig, uy ikaw lead sa prayer, dili ko. Kay mahadlok ka sa nga mahadlok ka sa spotlight. Kay if you kay kung ikaw mag-lead sa prayer, bisan pag kanang bless us O Lord lang kay mangaon na, mahadlok ka kay basin kansawan ka kay basin mamali ka og pangadji, mamali ka og litok, di ba? Yan na complacent kay po na. No, bright kay ka sa eskwela, pero hilumon kay ka. No, imong test, imong quizzes okay kaayo, pero hilumon kay ka. That is a complacent character. No, dili nimo gina-show off imuhang skills. Now, how will you know na kaya day nimo nga mo-appeal sa mga debates? How you will know nga pwede day ka mo-appeal sa mga essay writing contest? No, experiment yourself. Experiment your skills. No, by experimenting, you discover yourself, your other skills, your talents. Diba? So, we have less than 1 minute. And that's it